kicking situation for us? What's going to happen there?
As far as specialists,
place kicking.
Yeah, well, right now we got Jacobo going. He's working with the ones right now, so he's been the most consistent guy. So I think we got two guys capable to get ready to go play in the game, which is a good thing too. So kickoff wise, probably Seth Turner right now. He's the one working with the ones.
You always liked Jacobo when you saw him in the recruiting standpoint, but what did he do this preseason camp that you thought?
Well, I mean, you just got to grow up, right? That's the biggest thing. It's the maturity part of it. He's extremely talented, and I've known that for a while. And everybody's going to the portal and all that. You know what I'm saying? To bring guys in, and back in the old days, if you lost your kicker, you brought in a freshman guy to come be the guy. So. We may have to go through a few growing pains early, you know what I'm saying? But we feel very confident in him, and the more he's out there doing it with our guys in live looks, the more comfortable he'll get. So I hope the first one's a PAT, just to kind of put things at ease, So
how do you gauge how a true freshman is going to handle the pressure that goes with that position?
Well, you try, number one, when you recruit guys, you try to evaluate the competitiveness of them. I probably have grown to that more, as I've gotten older, are they just true competitors? And, every kick's not going to go in, and we got to be able to move on from that, So you try to find guys that are more competitive, and you can tell that in the evaluation process for the most part.
Does he have 50-yard range?
Oh, yeah. He hit one with that free kick about 59 yesterday. So now we had a little breeze. So he does got a very, very strong leg. So we still need to get a little more consistent, which I think will come when he gets a little bit more comfortable. You got to think about it. He hadn't worked operation with the, till this summer, with the snapper and the holder and all that too. So I always feel like early success in the season can really help a lot of things. So that's our plan.
Dylan clearly can boom the ball, but what does he do aside from that as a punter, all this stuff?
Well, he's a great athlete, you know what I'm saying? So got great hands, he's our holder, and he's actually a pretty good field goal guy. We'll get him some reps also there too, just in case we need that. But he's just got a really powerful, explosive leg, and his asset is he can get the ball high. And of course, special team coaches like that, because hopefully we can eliminate some returns just with good hang, So, and he can kick it a long ways too. I don't like it when it's low and 60, because we better get ready to cover, including the punter. So, yeah.
What does the rule change with the numbers on the punt team? Does that?
It doesn't affect us much, There's one little quirk to it that does with splits and stuff like that. So, what I'm hearing is like some teams are going to switch. You know what I'm saying? 5 jerseys, possibly in that situation. And that's just when the formation is not a base guard tackle look, you know what I'm saying? We've always kind of been that way. We've had a couple unique formations, but we don't have to have them to go have success. So that ain't going to affect it. But it's going to be interesting this year, how that works, because there'll be a lot of swapping jerseys, throughout the game. So on that.
Outside of your specialists, who's exciting you right now in terms of either gunners or guys who can get into the backfield?
Yeah, well, we got such a great mission. I tell you, the most standout guy we've had is Antonio Harris. He's got the capability to go block some punts. He's on right now, starting on all 4 units, and it helps that he's coming back from last year, because he knows all the schemes and the drills and what we need and want, and you can just see such a more confident player. It's interesting early in the year, you don't really go cover live kicks, or you got to prepare them the best you can. So it's always there'll be some, hopefully early in the year we can get a lot of different people in to evaluate them in a game. So it's going to be guys that can block in open space and tackle in open space usually, So, which that's why you got to play, your good backups, and you got to make sure starters in there too. And then there's guys like Needham that's his only role that did a great job for us, in punt coverage and kickoff coverage. So I'm excited. It's just nice. We didn't have the transfer stuff from the spring, so we're so much far ahead with everything. Like last year we almost had to reteach everything. The team was new. You know what I'm saying? From spring ball to fall camp, it is not that way now. So, and I see very confident people and good looks in their eyes right now, which is different than what we saw last year.
How about from the return game right now? Who's leading that?
Very excited. I mean, the two main guys is Travis Terrell and Xavier Townsend. I just think we can be more explosive. I mean, the return game's going to depend on who's got the ball, right? So we still got to be great decision makers and ball security guys. I just think we have a chance to really make some bigger plays with them guys, and they can do both. You know, kickoff and punt. You know, Travis probably a little bit more kickoff, and Xavier's a little bit more punt returner. But they've also done it, you know, I know they transferred, but they've also done it in games before, which helps with the experience also too.
Do you like running backs, slot receivers, those kind of guys in those return positions on kickoffs?
I typically on kickoff like running backs if we can, just because they got natural vision and the things we're doing are very similar. And then how quick can you get through the crease? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the crease ain't very big, you know. So, but I think running backs see that naturally because they're doing it all the time, you know, out of the backfield. So, and then usually the punt returners, whoever's the most explosive, great ball security guy and decision-making guy. So we've been fired up because Xavier's, you know, done it at a big level too, and has done a good job with that. So I think he'll continue to improve.
How undervalued is what Luke Robb does for you guys?
Oh, the snappers are always undervalued. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's not just that. He's consistent, and he's a really, really good coverage guy. You know, people really tried to block him a lot, which freed up other guys later in the season once they had seen him a little bit. But the biggest thing is he's a great leader for our group, specialist-wise, but he's also a great leader for our team. And usually you don't have that, you know, where a specialist is a guy that, you know, in that weight room and everywhere, they have high respect for him. So he's a football player. So we're very fortunate, you know, to have him.
You know, everyone always looks to special teams for some gimmickry, trickery here and there. You say being farther ahead at this point than you were a year ago, has that allowed you to install more of that?
Well, a little bit. And, you know, them situations, we're always going to have that stuff in regardless. It's just the right time and the right look, you know, to do that. We do like, and our head coach is very aggressive on that, you know, so wants to fake it and wants to take advantage if we see a weakness in something, you know, that may be a gadget or what have you. We practice them all the time. And the more you practice them, obviously everybody gets a little bit more comfortable, you know, in the game, working them. You know, if you put one in for just a week, well, you're a little worried about executing it, right? But these things have been installed in fall camp, and now which one do we pick from, you know, for that game?
Have you seen the kickers get better and better, Coach? It seems like you're seeing that debate now in the NFL. These guys takes one first down.
Oh, it's unbelievable how far them guys in the NFL can kick the ball now. You know what I'm saying? It is nuts.
Why do you think it's evolved like that and they got so much better?
I just think there's so many more kickers now around, you know, from soccer and all that. I just think there's more guys doing it than it was 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And but I do also think the weight room and all the, I mean, it's specialists are no different than any other position. The stronger and more flexible and explosive you are, the better player you're going to be. So I do believe, you know, the advancement of strength training and all that has helped also too.
Did you like the Australian style punter at all?
I have had them. It's kind of crazy. They're kind of, it seems like about half the people in the country have Australian guys right now. And I think it's pretty unique because it's a lot of row punt. Now, I've had 3 guys, but they were traditional straight line guys. So that's kind of crazy how that works. I do think it gives you some options, you know, just with the rollout punt and some other things also too. But we do that with American guys too. So, but they are unique guys, and usually the guys I have, one of them won the Ray Guy Award when I was at Memphis, but they're usually pretty athletic too. And really that position, kicker or punter, you know, they're usually, the good ones are athletes also too. So, but it is, you see more people doing that. Now that's grown a lot over there. They got about 10 coaches coaching them now. So it's about to be Ireland and some other things going on. So, which I think is cool. It gives us more options.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Thank you, Coach.